The other day I went through and I primered all the walls. Before I even started tiling the shower, I already plastered and primered the ceiling. This color I went with is called Aerodynamic. It's a very light gray. It blends in well with the gray grout that I chose. I've decided to go with a white vanity. At first I was going to go with a gray colored vanity, but I think with the white tile, of course the toilet, I think it's going to blend in just terrifically. The medicine cabinet frame and also the mirror frame are also going to be white. And the fixtures that I've chose for this are all going to be black fixtures. And so this is the lighting rig, if you will, that we're going to install now. I did earlier today, I ran into a little bit of a problem with the tile floor. So most new vanities these days, unless you want to go extremely inexpensive, don't have the traditional base such as the old vanity that we took out had. They all have feet on the bottom of them. Well, when I pulled the old vanity out, as you saw in the previous video, there was nothing but a concrete floor underneath that. They had tiled around the vanity. So I had to go back to the hardware store and I had to buy as close of a match to the floor tile as physically possible, because I'm not ripping out all this tile. This tile matches is the same here in the master bathroom, in the front walkway, and in the kitchen and the dining room. All the other flooring of this house has been removed, and we're going to put a nice hickory laminate, wood laminate flooring down, snap lock laminate in its place. So with the black fixtures and the black penny tile, I think it's going to tie everything in just perfectly. But again, today we're installing this lighting rig. Maybe we'll get to the medicine cabinet, the towel racks. I'm waiting for the grout on the floor to dry. Once that's all done, then we'll install the vanity. Now, when we do go ahead and install that vanity, the vanity I picked out may need some fabrication on the back end to fit the piping of the water pipes and the water drain, which should not be that big of a deal. Just might need a little bit of fabrication, if you will, a little cutting, a little maneuvering, but it shouldn't be a problem at all. Now, I've already gone ahead and removed the old bracket system from the electrical box that was holding the last light fixture on. This light fixture has a round bracket system. I do have it held in by one screw right here, and I've already gone ahead and pulled the wires out, the ground wire, the positive, and the negative wire. Next, what I have to do is I have to make sure that the top bracket and the bottom bracket where we're going to screw in the light fixture is level. So I've grabbed my handy dandy level here, and I'm just going to put this up and level it out until it's right. Now the next step is to screw in the other bolt right there at this bracket point, and then we should be good to put up the new light fixture, wire everything together. Before we can turn on the light fixture, I'm going to have to wire a new switch box down below here. This one has an old motion sensor switch box that went out on it, and it did not seem to be working properly. And besides, I don't want that type of switch for the lighting. Now, when you're screwing these into the electrical box, you don't have to put a lot of torque on there. In fact, the last thing you want to do is over tighten it and strip the actual threading out, because these electrical boxes that are behind this bracket here, they are a plastic material. No longer do they use the metal. You could still find the metal, but in today's houses, pretty much everything is going to be a plastic box. Now it's time to go ahead and hook up the wire. Perfect. There we are. Now we've installed the light fixture. Not quite. I still have a couple more pieces to put on. The covers that are going to hang down, and I got a really nice old style vintage bulb that I'm going to fit in there. Now that we have the faucet and the water regulator all hooked up, next we're going to do is install the shower head. Before you go ahead and install your shower head, you're always going to want to make sure you get a little plumber's tape. And this is just essentially it's a plastic tape that's it's not sticky on the back like regular tape. And what we do is we wrap it that way when you do go to screw it on, everything is going to sink together and it's going to create a strong, tight seal inside of your shower head nozzle to where water won't come through and spray anywhere that you don't want it. We want all the water to come through the actual hose. It can be tricky because you do have to kind of hold it in order to move it. And then if you're not careful, the tape can easily get bound up and bunched up on each other. And you don't really want to go any further than the actual threads on the pipe. The last thing you'd want to do is install this and have a bunch of plumber's tape coming out the other side and being shown. But then when you're done, you just rip it and it will kind of just stick there and adhere to itself. Now I'm going to screw this on, and if water does spray out of it, then I'm going to have to reattach it and maybe put a thicker or a few more layers of that plumber's tape on. Now you don't want to really over tighten this. You just want to make sure the nozzle of the hose where the water is going to come out is facing down. And that should be about it. If you over tighten it, a lot of these new fixtures, like this, is all made out of plastic, and it could crack your housing, and then you're stuck and you'd have to go buy a whole new fixture. Now I'm going to put a little plumber's tape on the on this one as well.